Hi there, friends. Great to see you tonight. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Keith Gibson, and we have our First Alert weather update for you here tonight. And let me just share something real quick on my professional Facebook page before we get going here. I do want to let you know that we have a couple of chances for some wintry weather in the next 7 days. The first one is coming after midnight tonight and tomorrow morning. We have temperatures that will be cooling down a little bit. And we are going to have, finally, a chance for some more widespread wintry precipitation over the next week and some cooler temperatures on the way too. So finally getting back into that winter mindset once again. All right, so going outside real quick, let's check things out. I'm going to do a quick look at our sky cams. We have mostly cloudy skies here in northeastern Wisconsin. That is Green Bay. This is Appleton, and let's go to Sturgeon Bay, where actually Sturgeon Bay, you are in a better position to have several inches of snow later tonight and tomorrow morning. Also up here in Shawnee, where we have quiet conditions right now, but there is also a better chance for a little bit of snow out your way later on tonight as well. Okay, so let's get into our discussion. First Alert Viper Max. Let me pop this up for you right now, and let's get going. All right, great to see you tonight, friends. First Alert Viper Max picking up on where we do have some precipitation back to the west. A little bit of this could be reaching the ground, but the band we're watching out for is out here west of Minneapolis, and that's a snow band. This moisture is headed our general direction, and it will be coming our way later on after midnight into tomorrow morning. That is when we'll have the best chance for some wintry precipitation here. If you have some questions or comments, log into our Facebook page, and you can chime in with your comments. I'm monitoring things with my phone right here, so just let me know if you have any questions. Over the next 24 hours, well above freezing right now, so no major winter weather concerns, but during the night we'll start to cool down, and as that moisture comes on in, some of it will be frozen. It will exit by early afternoon tomorrow, and our temperatures by tomorrow afternoon late will start to cool, and it's going to be much colder for Tuesday. So our current numbers across northeastern Wisconsin, low and mid 30s, way too warm for any major issues right now. It's going to take some time to see some of the snow start to add up. So I wouldn't expect a lot of moisture to cause too many issues here until the middle of the night and very late tonight and tomorrow morning. Now, winter weather advisory has been issued for areas near Appleton, Green Bay, points north. This goes from 2 a.m. until noon on Monday. There's likely going to be a heavy band of snow somewhere north of Green Bay, and south of Green Bay, lesser amounts of snow, but a little bit of a better chance for an icy glaze here, maybe some freezing rain, freezing drizzle as this moisture starts to linger as we get a little bit colder later on tonight. Now, initially, this is likely going to come in the form of rain and then switch over at some point during the night and tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a slow go for some of us to see some wintry weather, especially south of Green Bay, but farther north we'll have a better chance for some precip. Now, as you know, we have not had a lot of sizable winter weather for a while. We just had one of the driest and least snowy Januaries on record in Green Bay. This is total snow potential tonight through tomorrow morning. My hand-drawn map, and just looking at some data that has come on in this evening, we still think there's going to be a band somewhere up here north of Green Bay, 3 to 6 plus, and that's a range. Some of you could have 3, some of you could have closer to 6. It's just going to be somewhere in this area, we think, for that heavier band. North and south of there is where we're likely going to quickly diminish from 3 and rapidly decrease to 1 or less here, north of that band and south of Green Bay. And if you live down south of Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, I wouldn't expect too much in the way of wintry precip at all here during this event. But the thing we're watching out for Green Bay, the Fox cities, would be how much frozen precip we'll get late tonight, tomorrow morning. It could be likely skewing on the lower end here, but this band could shift around just a little bit here. So there is some wiggle room here. So that is the general thinking as far as our moisture potential that could produce a little bit of snow. This is our model consensus for Green Bay. Just updated a few things here this evening. About 1 to 4, I think those 4-inch numbers could be skewing on the higher side. Will likely be lower than that in Green Bay. But again, there is some wiggle room here, so I wouldn't be at all surprised to see some higher end totals if that snow band sinks a little bit farther south. There's going to be a sharp cutoff between a lot and not a lot, depending on your location here, north or south of that heavier snow band. that's Green Bay. And as we mentioned, Fond du Lac, our southern tier, don't really expect a lot of frozen precipitation down in your part of our area here, south of Lake Winnebago. We are still anticipating a chance for a mix, maybe a little bit of a glaze here as the precip wraps on up tomorrow morning. But areas from the Fox Cities north, likely a better chance for some of this frozen precip. Okay, we're going to go through a couple of forecast models here. This is the updated HRRR model, and this just updated over the last 30 minutes. It's bounced around a little bit over the last couple of runs here, but now we've lowered the amounts a little bit, and it kind of goes around with my hand-drawn map a little bit better. But this shows you where this particular model takes that band of 3 to 6. That would be north of Green Bay up into Door County, and you get closer to Iron Mountain, it really starts to diminish. So Shawano, Lakewood, northern areas near Marinette, Oconto Falls, Antigo, Sturgeon Bay. This is where we would be more concerned about for that heavier snow amount. This would be total accumulation through early tomorrow afternoon. And then you get south of Green Bay, it's going to be much, much lower because we think we're going to be warmer for longer. And also there's going to be a bit of a mix, but there still could be a little bit of snow accumulation and also a little bit of freezing drizzle. So that's the HRRR model, just updated here. This is our in-house graph model, and this also just updated, and it's a little bit more bullish on bringing some heavier amounts of snow even farther south into Green Bay, Appleton, Wapaka, Kewaunee. So again, we are on guard for the chance that that snow band could drop south just a little bit, but that's not guaranteed. And these models are all hinting at a snow band somewhere in that 3 to 6 inch range. The exact placement is just a little bit off, and we're just going to have to wait and see how all of this comes together. So that would be the graph model. This is the global model, the GFS model, American model here. Again, it takes the snow band a little bit farther south into the Green Bay, Appleton area. 3 to 5 inches of snow here, lesser amounts north and south. All right. And this is the European model that ran earlier today. This has that heavier band of snow a little bit farther north again. So you get the gist here. We have a couple of models that are a little bit farther south towards the Fox Cities and Green Bay, and a few more that are a little bit farther north towards the Northwoods and Door County. So let's just prepare for some wintry weather tonight. I would say the odds are much higher for higher totals from Green Bay or north of Green Bay, but south of Green Bay we still have a chance for some snow late tonight and tomorrow morning, in addition to a mix and a little bit of an icy glaze. So our model here, this is, I'm superimposing the high-resolution HRRR and our high-resolution graph model on the same map here. So we're going to take this hour by hour, go through your timeline. Still way too warm for any frozen precip right now. And as we get into midnight, that moisture will start to overspread northeastern Wisconsin, but we're still looking at temperatures that will be well above freezing here through the Green Bay area, the Fox City. So this is likely going to be rain at the onset. The question is, will there be a little bit of a mix farther north, or will it start out as snow? Temperatures are expected to cool down into the upper 20s by midnight up north, so we do have a better chance for some snow if that were to occur. And there is going to be a little bit of a battleground at some point setting up here in northeastern Wisconsin where there could be a little bit of a mix. Now tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock for your Monday morning commute. Should be all snow up to the north with temperatures well below freezing into the 20s. But Green Bay, the Fox Valley, we're going to be in the low 30s. Farther south, even warmer than that. So this is either going to be some slushy snow or an icy mix, and that could cause some travel problems here. I would suspect when you wake up in the morning, the whitest ground is going to be north of Green Bay, and it's still going to be somewhat bleak farther south. But we'll see. Again, just be prepared to deal with some wintry weather tomorrow morning. This is midday tomorrow. Things will start to wind down. We'll be in the 20s to low 30s during the course of our night tonight and tomorrow. So not really a lot of temperature movement, but we're going to bring things down just a little bit to produce that frozen precip potential here again later tonight and tomorrow morning. So this is midday. This moisture is going to be on the way out. On the back tail end of this thing, we may have a little bit of freezing drizzle before things completely come to an end. 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon should be in pretty good shape, assuming we have temperatures in the 20s to low 30s and some road treatment. and some plowing. Things for travel purposes should be fairly decent by middle late tomorrow afternoon. Because of this, precip will be winding down by early afternoon. And then we will get much, much colder going into tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. So anything that's still kind of slushy tomorrow afternoon is going to freeze up. And we will likely have some icy spots Monday night and Tuesday morning. Temperatures well below freezing. We're thinking some teens here Tuesday morning, maybe some single digits across the North Woods, but generally speaking, some fair skies here for Tuesday. But it's going to be much, much colder with highs mainly in the low to mid-20s, a mix of sun and clouds here for the second day of the week. So that is the first of 3 weather makers coming our way over the next 7 days. Tonight, tomorrow morning, we have another system coming in late Wednesday night, and maybe another one next Saturday as we start next weekend. There's likely going to be some more accumulation and likely some additional travel issues at some point over the next week too. So we're getting into that winter regime, that winter mindset once again. Last week we had a couple of days with record highs, 50s and 40s. I don't really foresee that over the next couple of weeks around here, and we could actually get quite cold again by the middle of the month. And this is good news for those of you wanting winter recreation, because we're going to get some snow, and we're also going to keep things cold and reestablish some ice, which is good news because the sturgeon spearing season will start next Saturday. Now let's talk about these other weather makers here. This is Wednesday evening. It looks like we're going to have some sort of an area of low pressure swing on our way and move some moisture up into the Great Lakes. This could be a little bit of an icy mix from Green Bay south, and most likely more in the way of snow back to the north and west once again. So I would envision a better chance for accumulating snow north and west of Green Bay and the Fox Valley Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, with a bit of a mix farther to the south of Green Bay here. But there's likely going to be some travel disruptions at some point. We are monitoring for possible upgrade into a first alert weather day for the middle of the week. So that system will go away. We'll be colder again for your Thursday and Friday, a little bit blustery Thursday, but pretty quiet. And here's next Saturday. Now, this is the European run of predictor. The American run is a little bit different than this for next Saturday, but it still suggests there's likely going to be some sort of an area of low pressure somewhere in the region, and also a chance for snow somewhere in the region a week from let's just say next Saturday. That's what I'm trying to say. A week from this weekend. How about that? So 3 weather makers in the next 7 days, and then after that, we may get quiet again and quite cold. Once again, we'll show you that in just a split second. So tonight, first alert weather day. After midnight, we'll have that moisture come our way. Rain initially, switching over to some snow and a mix. We'll slowly cool things down late tonight into the 20s to low 30s. A little bit warmer south and much, much colder north of Green Bay. And that's where we are expecting a better chance for some snow here. All right, tomorrow we have that morning mix and some snow, especially from Green Bay north, but there's still going to be potential issues farther south too. AM travel issues, things will be settling down going into tomorrow afternoon, upper 20s, low 30s. Again, first alert weather day tonight, tomorrow morning for the potential for some travel disruption around here and some wet snow and perhaps a little bit of an icy mix. All right, your Super 7 day, we've got the winter storm potential tonight, tomorrow morning. Down into the 20s Tuesday, only 22 degrees here. So widespread 20s for highs on our Tuesday. Maybe only some teens back to the northwest. But it's going to be colder, yes. It will be drier, so we won't have to deal with any precipitation there. Wednesday starts out dry, and then the winter weather comes on in, 29 degrees. Some of that wintry weather, whatever we do have, could linger into the first part of Thursday. And then we start to just turn blustery and colder again going into our Thursday, and these are some forecasts. Wind gusts on Thursday afternoon could be in the 30s to around 40. It's going to be quite nippy here, but that's going to dry things out, so it won't be too terribly bad either. It's just going to be windy and colder again, probably some biting wind chills. Down to 5 Friday morning, partly cloudy Friday afternoon. Once again, we're back into the low 20s for highs here. So we've got a really big roller coaster of weather, temperatures, and actual weather conditions here this week. We've got mild, cold, somewhat cold, cold, mild. So we've got temperatures bouncing around here this week. 27 Saturday, the sturgeon spearing season is opening up 7 o'clock, and we're forecasting temperatures under mostly cloudy skies Saturday morning at that time in the teens, winds from the northeast. It shouldn't be too bad, but wind chills could be in the low teens or single digits. It can be quite nippy there for the Sturgeon Spearing opener. But otherwise, should be a pretty quiet morning. We'll be watching out for some snow potential somewhere here as the day goes on Saturday, and that is likely going to exit by Sunday. And going into early next week, things will be on the quieter side once again. Now, looking ahead, this is February 10th through the 16th. Another surge of cold, dry Canadian air is currently expected to come on into the northern part of the country. So our temperatures are likely going to be decreasing a little bit. Again, no record highs expected anytime soon. And this is our 10-day temperature trend. We've got the warmest day for tomorrow, which will likely be somewhere in the 30s. Now, our official high for tomorrow is likely going to be at midnight. So that will be the official high for the day in most spots. Afternoon temperatures will be anywhere from the upper 20s to low 30s. We'll cool down a little bit and just hover there. And then a lot of 20s going forward for the rest of the week into next weekend, and maybe teens for highs at some point next week. So that's a little bit below average once again. I want to show you the trends. They are all going up. Our average high now in Green Bay is 26. We bottomed out at 25 over the last few weeks, but now we're back to 26. The average low now going up. It's up to 11. We were at 10 for the last couple of weeks too. And now temperatures on the way up, and the daylight has been going on up. Tomorrow we will add over 2 minutes and 30 seconds of daylight, and we will keep adding minutes upon minute or minute upon minute of daylight here going forward. At some point we'll be adding over 3 minutes per day as our temperatures on average will start to rise too. But as a whole, we're on the up and up, but really over the next week or two, we're looking at more in the way of wintry precipitation or wintry type weather here than anything else. With our Super 7 day, you can see that right there. So with that, that's a quick look at your weather update on our Sunday evening. I hope you had a great weekend, and be safe later on tonight, tomorrow morning for that Monday morning commute. Some of us will have some snow or some frozen precip around. Just be extra careful here as we start out the work week. With that, you have a great Sunday night, and have a great week ahead.